Hey everyone, Tish here. Welcome to your Friday Eve, right? We are so close, just one day away of yin yoga, meditation, and restorative yoga class. My name is Tish. It's an honor to guide you this evening. Before we get started, make sure that you have water with you. Stay hydrated throughout your practice, as well as your props should have at least 2 or 3 blankets folded either into a square or a long rectangle like this. If you don't have blankets, go for a towel. Does the trick just as well. If you have pillows or bolsters, invite them to your practice too. I've got one of these guys with me. And if you have blocks or if you have textbooks, I know some people are probably like, what's a textbook? We do everything online, right? If you have any of those things lying around or something that looks like a textbook, you can actually wrap it inside of a towel and that can serve as your block as well. I'll give you a minute or two to just get yourself set up. Music is going to be going out in the comments as well. Spotify and Apple Music playlists are pretty similar, and there's a free option for the for YouTube as well. So get your music queued up, take a second, allow yourself to land in your practice. We are going to meet in a seated position on your mat when you're ready. Give you one more minute. Alrighty, so our first posture is called lung bench. Feel free to start your music now, and you're gonna take a block, and if you wanna take the block with a towel over it for added cushion, feel free to do so, and you're gonna set the block up at the midpoint of your thoracic spine, so just in between your angel wings in the back. For ladies, that would be just about where your bra strap is. So set the block comfortably at that point. Allow the shoulders to roll off either side of the block. Neck will come to hang off the back end of the block. Top of the head will come onto the mat. Legs can be nice and long. Palms can be face down to ground into the earth, or they can face up to receive. Honor your body. Let the toes splay out wide. Allow yourself to just sink into the mat. Nothing to do, no right way to be. Bring your awareness to your inhales and your exhales. Bring your awareness to your chest, moving up and down as you expand and empty. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes here. Take a soft gaze to the ceiling or the back wall. And if you feel your mind starting to wander off, like it usually does, that's okay. Just acknowledge it. Nothing to force. Just bring your awareness back to your breath. We are currently in the summer season, very fiery energy. Although Mother Nature would say otherwise, right? With all the rain and storms we've been experiencing on the East Coast, that's the balance. So, in honor of the summer season, we are going to do postures this practice that are in line with the season. Things that fire us up and things that cool us down. Maintaining our own balance of internal energy. So beginning with the breath, I want you to take an inhale, slowly fill up, and then exhale, exhale everything out, empty, empty. And I want you to form your lips as if you were to sip a drink through a straw. And as you inhale, suck in the breath. And as you exhale, blow it out of the straw. In yoga practice, this is called kaki breath. Feel the air as it moves past your lips. Cooling sensation. Taking 5 rounds of breath, going at your pace. So don't worry if it's longer or shorter than mine. Just do what feels good to you. Exhale it out. Feeling the belly, ribs, chest open up as you inhale. And then empty everything out on the exhale. Last round of breath. Allow your lips to move as they may. Maybe move your lips from left to right, stretching out your face and your cheek muscles. Maybe you take a big yawn here, stretching the mouth nice and wide. Just resetting your facial muscles. Preparing for our next breathing exercise, which is called lion's breath. So for lion's breath, we'll take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth wide, stick the tongue out. As if you're fogging up the glass in your bathroom, right? Deep breath in. HA sound, tongue out. Fiery breath here, preparing us for practice. 3 more rounds at your pace. Coming Come back to your regular cycles of breath. Again, take those movements with your mouth, reset. And as you're here, plant the seeds for your practice, right? What does that mean? Invite what you need into your practice. So if you need to let go, invite release. If you need some humor and joy, invite that. If you need determination, invite that. Plant the seeds that will serve you. Receive the breath. Sigh it out. Slowly roll onto your right side into fetal position. Right arm or hand can serve as your pillow. Allow the knees to stack one on top of the other. Just reset here. Nothing to do, no right way to be. Receive the breath and sigh it out. Using your left hand on the mat in front of you to slowly push yourself up into a seated position, making our way into child's pose. So removing your block off of the mat, coming onto your knees, and here's where the towel will come into play. So if your mat or floor is too hard for you, allow the towel to provide you with cushion. And we're going to take a restorative child's pose. So bring that pillow or bolster about 3 inches in front of your mat, in front of your towel, excuse me. Big toes will come to touch behind you. Spread the knees out nice and wide. Allow the hips to come on to the heels. And if this is too much for your knees, you can take that blanket and set it behind the knees, decreasing the range of motion, providing added cushion. Hips towards the heels, and then the torso will come to rest on top of the bolster, left cheek to the mat, elbows down, head nice and heavy. If you want to extend the arms up a little bit, you can. Before you arrive, I invite you to make yourself 10% more comfortable. So if you landed in the pose and something feels off, or maybe your feet are cold and you want to grab some socks, right? Because you've been in the air conditioning all long, do that. Make yourself comfortable. Allow yourself to arrive, not just land. In Yin Yoga, yoga, we are activating our energetic pathways with our postures by lengthening and compressing these pathways within our body. And the pathways that are associated with the summer season are our heart meridians and our small intestine. The postures we'll be doing today will help activate and cleanse any blockages of negative energy known as samskaras from our bodies. So allow your heart to ground down into your pillow. As you're here, I'd like you to invite some understanding to the changes that have been happening around you, within you, and just bring your awareness to how these changes have impacted your decision making. Without judgment, just witness. Receive the breath inside out, moving slowly so as not to spasm. Slowly shift the weight onto the elbows, moving your pillow or bolster from in front of you, removing the towel underneath your knees. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. So slide your belly onto the mat. Elbows will stack underneath the shoulders. Feet will come mat with distance. And I want you to lift the chest wall forward and up. Cervical spine, which is the back of your neck, is nice and long. And I want you to squeeze the cheeks that you sit on really tight, just so you notice the tension, right? So if you feel yourself holding on to tension in your low back, your lumbar spine, or your buttocks, release. No tension. Soft gaze ahead, or eyes can remain closed. And as you're here, with your heart exposed and open, just bring your awareness to how the isolation, the social distancing has impacted you. And allow yourself to find the expansion in the isolation, in the distance. You've planted the seed. You've rooted down in your child's pose, and now you're presenting yourself, presenting your heart, allowing the light in. Receive the breath and sigh it out. Slowly coming up into a tabletop position. If you need to bring your feet closer together behind you to do that, feel free. Lifting the hips up. If you need to invite that towel back underneath your knees, go for it. Wrists will be directly underneath the shoulders here. Knees will be hips with distance. We're going to go for cat-cow pose here, also known as Majjaryasana in Sanskrit. So inhale, the belly will drop, chest will pull forward for cow pose. On the exhale, round the shoulders out, hug the navel into the spine for cat. Move at your pace with your breath. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, shoulders round. Inhale. Exhale. Add in any organic movements that feel good to you here. Maybe you sway the hips from side to side. Inject some intimacy into your practice, because I'm just the guide, right? Everything I say is just a suggestion. So honor your body and do what feels good to you. Notice your hands and your wrists if you're gripping down into the mat. Maybe add a little water, right? If you want to go for a wrist stretch, you can lift the wrist up off of the mat. Maybe roll out one wrist and the other. Balancing out the fire that we generated in Sphinx pose with organic flowing energy. And once you feel complete here, return to a neutral spine, and we're going to move into a pose called Thread the Needle. On the inhale, right hand will extend up towards the ceiling. Take a nice big stretch. Exhale, right hand will thread behind the left wrist. Right shoulder and right cheek will come onto the mat. If you need to, bring a blanket underneath your head to protect your cervical spine. Feel free to do that. I'll repeat the movement here. So right hand lifts up, thread it behind the left, right shoulder, right cheek to the mat. Left hand can stay right where it's at or extend towards the top of the mat. Opening up the back body here. Come back to your breath. On the exhale, feel the expansion in your back body, activating the Anahata chakra, our heart chakra. Oftentimes, we find our chest caves inward to protect our hearts. So here we're going to expand the back body. Bring awareness to how your sanity has been tested over the past couple months, over the past week, the day. Nothing to fix, just witness. Notice where you acted out of fear and where you acted out of love. Receive the breath. Sigh it out. Slowly bring the left hand in front of your face onto the mat. Use it as a lever to slowly push yourself up. You can remain in your neutral tabletop, or you can meet me in puppy pose. If you're going for puppy pose, hips will remain stacked over the knees. Fingertips will extend towards the front of your mat, and the chest will come towards the floor. If this is too much for you, stay right in your tabletop. Invite that organic movement. It's a couple of cycles of breath to reset. Bloom your heart forward into the earth. The space between your eyebrows is where your third chakra, your third eye chakra lives, the Ajna chakra, which impacts your wisdom and intuition. So if your sanity has been a bit off kilter recently, feel free to ground that space down, ground the energy down into the mat. Maybe rock the head side to side. A forehead massage. Receive the breath. Sigh it out. Slowly come back to your neutral tabletop. Return your blanket in front of you, going for thread the needle on the opposite side. So this time, left hand will extend overhead. Big stretch here. Exhale, thread the left hand behind the right wrist, right shoulder and right cheek to the mat.
In this period of change that we are all experiencing, there has been a lot of death, and yes, I am referring to death as in terms of people transitioning, but death in terms of ways of being that we knew no longer existing are changing, systems changing, access changing, mindsets changing, beliefs changing, old ways being done away with. Just bring your attention to where this death is occurring, where this removal is occurring, and then bring your attention to the life that is being birthed in its place, the rebirth that is happening. We're in the fire season. Fire as well as water are elements of rebirth. You just notice where that's happening within you and around you. Receive the breath inside out. Slowly return the right hand in front of your face. Use it as a lever. Slowly push yourself up. Option again for puppy pose or neutral tabletop, cat-cow to reset the spine. Organic movement. Take 5 cycles of breath at your pace. Once you're complete, we're going to remove the towel from underneath our knees and come to lie on our bellies, preparing for a pose called star. Tee the arms out nice and wide. Invite that blanket just underneath your head. Left knee will bend. Slowly bring the left foot outside of the right hamstring. Right cheek will be on the mat. Left knee is pointed up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Bring the left fingertips up towards the heavens. On the exhale, left hand will come behind the back. Top of the hand towards the low back. And if this is too much for you, hand can stay in front of your chest. Activating our shoulder joints here. By holding our poses for 60 seconds. Actually, it's 2 minutes for 120 seconds. You increase your mobility by 60% in your joints. by holding the pose, by holding the posture. You flood the joints with hyaluronic acid. That's the stuff that makes babies nice and juicy, right? Very bouncy, full of energy. So we invite that energy into our major joints here. Receive the breath and sigh it out. Slowly coming to bring the left hand from behind your back if you're still in the bind. Roll onto your belly. Option to move the blankets, forehead to the mat. Let the hips sway from side to side. Reset. Preparing for the opposite side. Returning your blanket. Left hand will tee out nice and long. Right knee will bend. Right foot will come outside the left hamstring. Right knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale, left arm will extend up towards the heavens. Exhale, go for the bind. Your gaze is straight ahead. No tension in trying to crane the neck up towards the ceiling. No, we want neutral neck and spine here, nice and long. And if the bind is too much, just bring the hand to rest in front of your chest. This week we entered into the season of Leo, and we also experienced a very powerful full moon on Monday night. And oftentimes we forget that the sun is also a star, right? So it still has the ability to light up our darkest nights with a beautiful full moon. So I invite you to bring your awareness to the dark spaces, the darkness in your life, the darkness that surrounds you, that negative energy. And I invite you to light it up. Allow your heart to shine forward and just notice how that brightens the darkness. Receive the breath inside out. If you have the bind, release your right hand in front of you. Slowly come to roll on your belly. Take that organic movement. Sway the hips from side to side. Maybe shake the head no on your mat. Option for a long body stretch. Extend the fingertips nice and long. Point the toes. Deep breath in. Exhale. Side out. And once you're complete with your organic movements, slowly make your way back into tabletop. And we're going to come in to sit on our bottoms for a posture called seated forward fold. So feet will extend long in front of you. Oops. And if you have a towel or your blocks, invite them to this posture. Blocks can come to either side of your calves, or you can take the towel and gently drape it over the feet. But we want to lead with the heart here. So root the sits bones down. Remove the meat from under your seat. Inhale, lengthen the arms up towards the heavens. Exhale, lead with the heart as you hinge at the hips. We're not forcing anything here, so arms will come to rest on the blocks, or hands will come to rest on the towel. Just inviting that connection from hand to foot, from heaven to earth, top to bottom. If you need a bend in the knees, honor that. Forward folds are sacred in our yoga asana practice, our yoga pose practice. They invite the third eye to look down towards the heart. They connect mind with spirit, with source. As you're here, I invite you to look within and just witness the seeds that you already have within you, the power that you already possess. If you feel your shoulders starting to slouch, just readjust. Maybe bring your blocks in a little bit more. Long spine as you hinge forward. Receive the breath and sigh it out. Slowly come to lengthen the spine. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, hinge forward, come back into yourself, and notice if you have a little more space within. The fires of change have already burned away a lot of what we don't need anymore. So you have this space that's left within you. Just bring your awareness to how you feel in that space. Almost there. When you feel like you want to get out of the pose when you're in that fire, how do you invite the coolness back in? How do you find the balance, the stillness, the space? Receive the breath and sigh it out. Slowly lengthen the torso. Remove the blocks to one side. Take a bend into the knees. We're going to go for reverse tabletop here as a counter stretch. Fingertips facing towards your hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, heels are firmly rooted down. Take a deep breath in and press the hips up towards the ceiling. Option to allow the neck to drop back. Here for 3 cycles of breath. Once you're complete, slowly return the hips to the mat, preparing for our final posture, our Shavasana, which will be heart bench. So invite that pillow behind you. We're going to take that block or textbook towards the top, under the top side of your bolster, which will provide a slight incline for your torso to rest on. And the towel that you have folded into a little square. And your blanket, you can fold into, I'm going to do mine into a little rectangle so I have about the same height. Oops, slightly off. There we go. Same height. And we're going to come to bring a towel to one side and a blanket to the other. Low back directly towards the bolster or pillow. Recline the spine onto the bolster. Soles of the feet will meet. Butterfly the knees out. For Supta Baddha Konasana, recline butterfly. And the blankets and the towel can be placed underneath the thighs or the knees to guide the knees from opening up too quickly. Again, arms are outstretched, facing up, palms facing up or palms facing down. Take a deep breath in. HA sound out. To really land here, we're going to come back to that lion's breath. So inhale through the nose. Mouth wide, tongue out. Inhale. Side out. One more round. Inhale. Release and let everything go. Cocky breath. Lips in the form of a straw. Suck the cool air in. Blow it away. Inhale. Blow it away. Last round, inhale. Blow it away. Shavasana. Enjoy. We're going to close our class with a guided meditation. Stay right where you are. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. And imagine that your hands are holding on to this rock, a very large rock, almost like a boulder. Your arms are hugging it close, heart is pressed against it. And imagine the energy that it takes to hold on to this rock. All of the things that you are attached to, all of the things that you are gripping on to. And imagine that this rock is at the bottom of a river, and the current is just flowing past you, and you're holding on to this rock. This flow, this change that's occurring all around you. It engulfs you. And the fear has you gripping even tighter to the rock. And just imagine what it would be like if you let one finger loose and maybe another, and a third, and a fourth. As the current whips past you, it's hard to breathe, it's heavy, but you feel your hands slowly lightening up, and the other fingers slowly release, and suddenly you let go of the rock, and you float up in the current. You're able to reach the surface and take a deep breath in and sigh it out. You're able to see the world. Everything has expanded. The fear has subsided. The light shines down on you as you float along the river, free from your attachments. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Slowly come to roll onto your right side into fetal position. Right arm serving as a pillow underneath your head. Receive the breath and sigh it out. Slowly push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Sukhasana, or easy seat. Bringing the hands together at heart center. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. May you allow the fires to burn around you and within you, removing what does not serve you.
May you allow the flow of life, the waters to cleanse and breathe life into you. Ashe, and so it is. Namaste. I hope that you enjoyed class. That was a restorative yin yoga practice that you just experienced. My name is Tish. It was an honor to guide you through this practice this evening. Thank you so much to Family Promise, Union County Division. You guys do fantastic work with aiding, aiding those families who are experiencing homelessness within our communities. So thank you so much for the hard work that you do. And if you enjoyed this practice and you would like to practice with me in the future, feel free to follow me on my Instagram page, which is Project Fruition. I also have a website, projectfruition.com, as well as a Facebook page, Project Fruition. I teach yin yasa classes on Wednesday at 6 p.m. and I also offer private sessions. If you are interested, just send me a little note in the contact box on my website. And we'll be implementing a meditate and chill class as well over the next week or so, which is similar to the class that you just experienced this evening. So stay tuned for details on that. Again, my name is Tish, operator of projectfruition.com. Thank you again so much, and I hope that you have a great evening and a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. Have a beautiful evening.